Hello everyone, this is Neha Sharma. Today in this video, we are going to complete the kinds of pronouns. As you know, we have started kinds of pronouns and that is a part of chapter number 2, nouns and pronouns for class 8th. So dear students, this is going to be part number 5 of nouns and pronouns. If you missed first 4 parts of this, so please watch them. This is given in your homework section. So from there you can see the videos. So dear students, as you know, we have started pronouns. So first we will talk about pronouns. The pronouns are the replacing words of nouns, right? There we have learnt many kinds, we discussed many kinds of pronouns. That was personal pronoun. First was personal there we understood that it is used in 2 ways, subjective personal pronoun and objective personal pronoun. Second one was possessive pronoun. Possessive is what? Which words show the possession or ownership of something. So that is possessive pronoun. Third one we have done demonstrative. Words like this, that, these, those are in the category of demonstrative pronouns. Next one we did interrogative. Their WH family words are known as WH family words which are used to ask the questions are known as interrogative pronouns. Today in this video we have to do kind number 6, that is indefinite pronoun. So what is indefinite pronoun, dear students? What is the meaning of indefinite? Indefinite means where the number is not fixed, right? So that here we will know about that indefinite pronouns. And as you know, what is the position, what is the difference between pronouns and adjectives? Adjectives, after adjective there should be a noun, right? And after pronoun, adjective should not be there. Now if we'll talk about indefinite pronouns, so let's see the definition is the pronouns which refers to persons or things in a general way, right? Generally when we have to talk about, like all the students were there, some of the boys were playing, few people came in the meeting, so something like that. They do not refer to any particular person or thing, right? But in all actually they are used. For example, some. So words like some, many, few, one, all, others, none, anybody, somebody. These are indefinite pronouns. Okay, if you want you can remove this one from here because that is in the category of definite pronoun. So some, many, few, all, others, none, anybody, somebody, etc. So these are what? These are indefinite pronoun where the number is not fixed. So let us understand this. Some are born great, many, some are born great. So here what? Some is what? Some is indefinite pronoun. Students, I have removed one from here. So one, actually I will tell you what is the use of that. Actually that is in indefinite or definite pronoun, right? So some, many, few, one, all, others, none, anybody, somebody, etc. First example is some are born great. So some is what here? That is it is not referring to any particular person, right? It is talking about a number where the number is not fixed. So some are born great, right? Many were invited but few came. So here in this sentence we have many and few, right? That is also telling the number of someone, but the number is not fixed here. One cannot believe in your version. So here this one is also indefinite pronoun. Do good to others. This is others is what here? Indefinite pronoun. Somebody knocked at the door. So somebody, everybody, these such kind of words are also in the category of indefinite pronoun. So the words which actually when they do not refer to any particular person or the thing, and they are counting something, but that counting is not exact actually, right? So that is what? That is called indefinite pronoun. Next, if we will talk, that is the next and the 7th kind of the pronoun is distributive pronouns. What is that? Distributive pronouns. So when we will talk about these distributive pronouns are the pronouns which show that the person or the thing taken one at a time or in separate groups, and these kind of distributive pronouns are always in the category of singular, and they always take singular verb after that, right? So the words like each, either, neither, each, either and neither, these three are distributive pronoun, always in the category of singular, and after that they take singular noun. Whether the noun used here means like each of the girls I have taken here, so that's a combination of this sentence, each of the girls, right? But when it is added each of, so where here we will use a singular verb in that, means this word these words each, either, neither, these are used as singular verbs. So each is what here? Each is talking about a person at a time, so that is each of the girl got a prize. I bought 2 books and either of them is interesting, means 2 books were there and both of the books are interesting, so that is what? Either. But it is what? It is as a singular form we are using here, so that's why we are using either. Next one is either of the 2 roads leads to Jaipur. So either is what here? Once again, either is distributive pronoun. Neither of the girls is tired. Now you have seen here either, and the verb used here is what? Leads, right? Either of the 2 roads. So it's a subject verb agreement actually, when there is either of, one of, neither of, none of. So after that, if the plural noun is given but the verb agreement is what? Verb is singular. Neither of the girls is tired, so it is what? Neither, and here it is girls and here it is. So what is pronoun? Pronoun is neither. Next one, each of my classmates visited me. So each is again telling about one person or the one thing at a time, so this each is once again distributive pronoun. So this was kind number 6 and 7 we have done. Now we have to do kind number 8 and 9, which are the last 2 in your syllabus right now. So dear students, I hope you understood these indefinite and distributive pronouns. Please take the screenshot and note it down and try to solve the exercises given in your book of these related pronouns. So the next kind number 8 of pronoun is reciprocal pronoun. So reciprocal is what? One another, each other. So such kind of words are known as, such kind of expressions are known as reciprocal pronouns. So let's know about these reciprocal pronouns. The words like each other, so these 2 combination you have to learn, that is each other and second is one another, right? Each other and one another, they are known as reciprocal pronoun. They refer to an action occurring in one direction and also back in the opposite direction, right? For example, they play with each other. So in this sentence, if we want to get reciprocal pronoun, that is what? Each other. What is it? Each other. The children looked at one another. So here what is the one and another? So one another is working as reciprocal pronoun here. The 10 prisoners were blaming one another. So once again here, if we will talk about one another, so that is what here? One another. We gave each other gifts. So this each other, the word, the combination or the expression you may say each other, is working as reciprocal pronouns, right? So please have a look once again. The words like each other and one another, these only 2 expressions are known as reciprocal pronouns, where they refer to an action occurring in one direction and also in opposite direction. So they play with each other, one another. The 10 prisoners were blaming one another, right? We gave each other gifts. Clear? So these are known as reciprocal pronouns. If we'll talk about the last kind of pronoun, that is relative pronoun, and that is very important kind of pronoun. So relative is something with the word this relative, relative pronoun, you may understand that relative pronoun is something which is relating to things. So here these relative pronouns are the words which are used to join or combine two sentences, right? Those are known as relative pronouns. So the pronouns like who, which, who, whose, whom, that and which, okay, these words you have to keep in mind. Who, whose, whom, that and which, when they join two sentences and refer back to nouns going before them, they called relative pronouns, right? So here I am given some of the examples with where the sentences are written separately, and then then I have mixed the sentence, means I just join the sentence with these relative pronouns, and there we will understand that what is the function of relative pronoun. So as I told you, this relative pronoun is the pronoun which is used to join two sentences together. For example, let's see this first one. I met Ramesh, right? Then full stop. And Ramesh stood first. These are two sentences. And if I want to convert these two sentences, if I want to do the transformation of these sentences into one sentence, so the new sentence will be I met Ramesh who stood first. So where I have used this pronoun, relative pronoun, that is what? Who, right? So this word who is acting here as relative pronoun, right? And here one important point is also written, that which join two sentences and refer back to the noun going before them or given before them. It may be given, it is given here, so do it given before them. So we are talking about whom here. We are talking about which is a pronoun before which is a noun before this pronoun. This is Ramesh, right? So we are talking about this noun here, and this noun where it's before the relative pronoun, this is known as antecedent of this relative pronoun. What is this called? This is called antecedent, and this antecedent is the word which comes before the relative pronoun, right? So here this is noun, it may be noun and it may be generally it is noun actually in most of the cases, so you have to see the noun. Second sentence, we met a woman, her son got a reward. We met a woman, her son got a reward. So answer is we met a woman whose son got the reward. So what is the relative pronoun here? Relative pronoun is whose here, right? And about which noun we are talking about here? This is telling, this is referring to this woman, and this woman becomes antecedent of this relative pronoun whose. Next if we will say I know the hostel full stop, he lives in the hostel. So two sentences are here, but I have to join, I have to frame a single sentence with that. So I know the hostel that he lives in. Now if we want to locate this relative pronoun, so what is that? That. Okay, it is not always WH family words, and please do not get confused between WH family words, because in interrogative pronouns also we have used these WH family words, but the difference is that those WH family words in interrogative pronouns were used to ask questions, but here these WH family words, these are used to join or combine two sentences together, right? They are doing the work of relation between two sentences. So I know the hostel that he lives in. So here if we want to check that that is referring to which noun? This is referring to hostel. So hostel becomes what here? Antecedent of that. These are the boys. Now directly I have written the sentence here. These are the boys whom the principal punished. So what is this? Whom, right? These are the boys, because if you will see here, these are the boys. Full stop. The principal punished them, right? So these will be two sentences, but if it is framed or transformed in one sentence, so that is these are the boys whom the principal punished. So whom is referring to boys here. So antecedent of this whom is what here? Boys. Next is, this is the shirt that you bought for me. So I'm talking about what? Shirt, right? So this is the shirt that you bought for me. So that is what here? Related pronoun. And what is the antecedent of that? That is shirt. And the shirt is what? Singular. This I'm telling you here because this will help you to understand the subject verb agreement when you will do in your next class. And this time also I will try to solve that also for you. So this is all about pronouns and the kinds of pronouns, and with this we have completed chapter number 2, which is about nouns and pronouns. So I hope you understood this chapter, and I request you to please try to solve the exercises of this chapter and the chapter which was before done, that was chapter number 1, sentences and phrases. And with the next video we will solve the exercises of chapter number 1 and chapter number 2. Till then, please revise the rules and whatever we have done in these videos, because this will help you only to solve the exercises. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay healthy. Please take the screenshots and note it down.